50 degrees, but like when you get up early in the morning and you drive in,
Yeah.
it's just like it just feels cold. It just feels colder here. I don't know why.
You got to
You know,
preheat the Tesla.
preconditioned, yeah. I know I
Precondition.
do, but it's when I get here in the office, it's kind of chilly in the office.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. Here too. Here too. So yeah, I've been working on some AV stuff this week. I installed a Sony 4K laser projector. Um,
four, oh, nice. 4K.
4K. Yeah, I mean it's pretty noticeable. I had a 1080p bulb projector previously.
Yep.
And the 4K laser really pops. I mean, you can if you watch the right content, you can really see the difference.
Now the movie, you don't have to mention the movie, but the movie you watched, was that 4K quality
Yeah,
type?
yeah, yeah. Well, I was watching Killers of the Flower Moon, the new Scorsese film, right? And
Hmm.
that was 4K HDR. And it was like a dark film. There's a lot of HDR content in there. Not a great film, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's a little long. I didn't finish it yet. But no, on brighter films that have a lot of color, the colors really pop. They're more natural with the laser. There's
Hmm.
no bulb to replace now. But this thing is a beast. It weighs like 28 pounds.
Versus what?
The old
Versus.
projector was like 19, so I had to get a new mount. And it was
Oh
it
wow.
was a bear. It was like wrestling a bear to get it up there and get it all leveled and stuff. But now that's in there, works really nice. Comes on instantly like a TV. There's no warm up from
Yeah.
the laser, so I was able to get a pretty good deal on a refurb on a
Oh, you got a
demo.
refurb one?
Yeah, you know me. I don't buy full price. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I did some AV videos on the setup and stuff, how it looks, but I'll probably
Oh,
do
cool.
do a couple more of those. But anyway, we got to talk about some Wi-Fi stuff. So we're getting closer to the launch of the Wi-Fi 7 Ingenious Access Point, the ECW536, right?
I'll correct you. Not the launch, the actual
The actual
shipping.
shipping, it's already been launched.
Yep. Yeah,
Got
so we're getting closer to the Wi-Fi 7 shipment of the ECW536, which is that 4x4 design across three bands. And so, like, I think last week we talked about, we opened up the Cloud GUI to show, you can go to 320 megahertz, you can turn off BE. Now, we have one of our salespeople has a new phone, which is supposed to be Wi-Fi 7, but apparently, last week we talked about it. We don't think it's enabled. Wi-Fi 7 is enabled on that particular phone.
Yeah, so I've been researching the phones a little bit this week, and I think your guy has the Pixel 8, and that one
Yeah.
that one has a Google processor Tensor G3, and yeah, it looks. I was checking out Reddit and stuff, and a lot of people don't think it fully supports Wi-Fi 7. It definitely doesn't do 320 megahertz, which we want to be able to test.
Right. Yeah, 320 and then multi-link operation. So when that phone was connected within the cloud, you should be able to see the two connections. If it's multi-link,
Yeah.
you should be able to see the two connections in client list. And I didn't see that, and I don't think they were operating on 320 megahertz wide channel. So
So
they were like at 1.4, I think,
he'd get 1.4,
the connection
which
rate.
is that's kind of like what we're seeing with 6E. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's just operating as a 6E
device,
access or client device right now. Yeah.
and they may push a firmware update in the future, which it makes
To
sense.
enable it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. There's not a lot of Wi-Fi 7 APs out yet until Ingenious launches one. So.
Right. Yeah,
um,
exactly.
But so that one doesn't. We're not sure if that's fully going to support. We're going to be able to do some decent testing on that. Now you didn't see, so you didn't see more than one connection. You didn't see the multi-link at all. It was on one band or
No,
the other.
no,
Okay,
no.
gotcha. So the other phones are using the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. I think that's like the
Yep,
high-end mobile processor right now.
it
Um,
is.
so I'm gonna try to get one of those to test, and that would be like the Samsung S23 or the One Plus. I think I'm gonna drill down on those two. I think I wanted to get the Pixel 8 because I like the clean Google phone, but if it's not gonna give us the best results, I mean, I'm not gonna mess around with it.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So those two phones, if
Yeah,
anyone,
we operate on Qualcomm chips as well, so that's probably a good,
yeah,
a good phone to test anyway.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna look at those two. I really don't like the Samsung phones either. They've got kind of their own layer on top of Android. It's like it's a pain to set up, but I guess probably the S23 is the one to go with. So yeah, we'll talk some more about that once it does ship and we get it. I'll start doing my testing and see what kind of speeds we're getting. People really like to see the videos on like how fast the Wi-Fi speed is on this new phone, like on the 15 Pro. That video gets like a lot of hits because people want to know, even though they don't know what they're going to use it for, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, it's just like with anything, right? You out of the gates, you may not see all the benefits to it until you start using it more and more, and there's more devices out there. You definitely see the benefits for sure.
Yeah, and I think we'll see with the Wi-Fi 7 even more benefits. The 6E is great for just speed increase and offloading onto a new band. That's not congested, but I think with Wi-Fi 7 we're going to see a lot more advantages with the multi-link and 320 megahertz. It's gonna open up even more possibilities. So looking forward to testing that. And you want to talk a little bit about the SecuPoint VPN client. So we talked about it before, but you're gonna have a webinar on it this week.
Yeah. So next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a webinar. It probably will be right around 40 minutes long, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's to cover our new client VPN software, SecuPoint, and it operates with our gateway, our SD-WAN gateway, and you can have two users on that gateway. There's no licensing with the two users whatsoever, but it's really simple to use. And it operates across multiple operating systems, right? So the client device will operate on different, clients.
Yep.
Or the client software will operate on different client devices, laptops, and whatever.
So there's a Windows version and an iOS and Android version of it right now, right? That's the SecuPoint client.
Yep.
And I know that the the native iOS VPN client also will work with the gateway, right?
It will, yeah.
So, but you wouldn't have the SecuPoint enabled though, right? Inside the gateway, basically, if you were just using the standard iOS client.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So it's like it's using a different protocol, basically.
Yeah, you're using IPsec, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes it much easier to use. So within cloud, there's really I would call them two tabs, two menus. There's IPsec and then there's SecuPoint, right?
Yeah.
There's IPsec where you could just set it up as normal. You could use like your iPhone to use that client VPN software that's on there to connect, or you could use the SecuPoint to set it up as well. And SecuPoint, the benefit of that is the gateways can constantly update. If there's any new updates, can update it. And it's a really simple setup within cloud. And that's actually configuring the gateway as like the server.
Yeah.
And it makes it really easy to use. Like I have it on my phone, I have it on my Windows machine, and it's not difficult to use, and you can build the users within cloud as well, like your VPN users.
Nice. So you basically, this is a piece of software by Ingenious or SecuPoint
by Ingenious
that called SecuPoint. That so once it's downloaded onto your PC or your iOS device, you can you can update. It can be updated by the server, right? So if there's
Exactly.
new keys that need to be pushed or something, it can do that without you having to download and configure a new client.
That's right. Yeah, we wanted to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's available on Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS. So it's available on all those four operating systems.
Nice. So this just brings the client VPN or the usability of the gateway up even more. It gives you more ability to do that client VPN.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Oh, and the other thing we didn't talk about, not to divert,
Yeah.
is that we just launched the ESG620 as well.
The 620. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the rack mountable SD-WAN gateway.
Gotcha. So the 620 has been launched. So what is the target customer for that?
That is definitely small, medium enterprises.
Okay.
Medium-sized enterprises.
Okay.
And that can be used anywhere from a small shop would probably use a 510, but if they need a rack mountable, they would use a 620. Up into, it could be as big as a hotel. I mean, the capacity of it could handle like a hotel, I would say.
Okay.
But like a large business for sure.
And it's not like even like an MDU space or something like that could use this?
MDU, I don't know if I would necessarily put it in MDU yet, because you'll need a lot of VLAN support there.
Okay.
If the VLAN, I mean, if the MDU is on the smaller size, maybe less than about 200 or less, where they need a lot of VLANs.
Okay.
Like dynamic VLAN and
Yeah.
like creating private area networks, then I would use it for those smaller ones. But for the larger ones, the 250 plus, then you're going to look for maybe another gateway or something like that.
Gotcha.
Or like
Okay, so it's basically like a rack mountable version of the 610. It is.
It is, but it has fiber. The WAN one is fiber, 10 SFP plus, so 10 gigabit.
Gotcha.
The WAN 2 is multi-gigabit, and then we still have the USB 3.0 for cellular.
Okay.
You can now change the preferences of your ports on your WAN ports.
Mm-hmm.
So we did enable that ability to do that. This also has 8 ports, and it has PoE Plus that it supports, and they're all multi-gigabit
Nice.
ports.
So you said it has a fiber interface though, for WAN. For WAN,
yeah.
Oh,
WAN
okay.
1.
So possibly like somebody that has Frontier or something like that fiber, they could just go right into that. Although I don't think that's how it works. I think they still need to have their whatever termination device they have. But then the fiber comes out.
Most of those are Mocha, right?
Yeah.
They're going to a Mocha setup, and it's. Yeah. But are you talking residential? Or are you talking,
I'm just thinking residential.
That would be more residential.
Yeah. For residential, I think they terminate into the fiber box, and then they go to Ethernet from that. But it may also have a fiber interface on it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at mine.
Yeah.
Because I have fiber, but it goes to a Mocha device.
Right.
And that's in my basement. I would have to look at it. I haven't looked at it.
Yeah.
I don't know what your setup is.
Right. No, mine. I'm on cable, so I don't have fiber. There's no fiber here.
Oh.
Not yet. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they can pull it through the ground. All right. Sounds good. So. All right, so we'll be getting the ECW536 soon. If anyone wants to, pre-order it with me, just let me know. I'll send you a quote out, and we'll get that going, and we're gonna start testing it.
Yep.
All right. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be back next week.